welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I am here with my weekly WIP and Chat. Now, if you're new or you're just not sure what that means, WIP stands for Work in Progress. I'm going to be working on a diamond painting today, and then just chatting with you all about life and crafting and all of that. So feel free to pull out a project to work alongside me if you like. I'm going to explain why the setup here in just a moment, but you're welcome to treat this like a podcast if you like, or if you like to watch diamond painting, I'll hopefully have it set up so that you can, watch me placing drills if that's just soothing to your brain the way it is to mine sometimes. So that being said, let me tell you what I'll be working on and with. You'll find all of these linked below in my description box of this video. My description box, the description box. That was a weird way to put that. Oh well. In the description box of this video, you'll find links to things like this diamond painting, which is actually the Autumn Mystery Kit from Jaded Gem Shop, and so that's why everything is currently completely covered up. I deliberately picked a section that really should give virtually nothing away. That being said, I'm still gonna cover up, there's some completed sections over here on the left that I'm going to put some release papers down so you don't see it. And it's all, the printing on the canvas is in black and white. And realistically, I'm not going to get a whole section done in this WIP and Chat. So all you're going to see is some of the colors that I'm placing. So if you're not here for spoilers, I totally understand. If you still want to listen in and catch up with me, you could do something like, if it's just on your phone, just, flip your phone screen down or whatever. If it's on your computer or something like that, you can just have it open in tab that's not right in front of your face, I guess. I don't know. But hopefully that's okay. This is my only current active WIP at the moment, and I just am not feeling like the mojo to work on anything else right now, so I really hope that's all right that I'm working on this. Again, I worked on it in my Drills and Chills video this past weekend as well, and just thought, I hope this is okay. Again, this should be a very, very, very minimal section, spoilers-wise, at least. So now is let me tell you my accessories, then I'll tell you when to look away if you don't want to see anything. So the pen I have here is from Butterfly Effectwares, and I just thought it was really pretty. I've actually never used this one. I've had it for a while though. And then I'm going to be using Wee Wax, the Drills and Chills scent in my single placer, and then I'm going to be trying out this Enchanted Succulent Putty that is definitely a new formula that I have not tried out before. I'm going to use that in my multi-placer. The release paper is the Drills and Chills event release paper from Crafts with Crashly. And then this tray I haven't used yet. This is from Bijou Bliss and is actually to go along with the Dragon Seasons Diamond Paint Along, which is for the Enablers Outpost. I don't know if you would have seen a little while back earlier in the year, I unboxed this giant Dragon Seasons panel diamond painting that's from Enablers Outpost. It's by the artist Emma Casey, and it's actually kind of like there's 4 diamond paintings that all kind of flow into each other is almost what it looks like, because there's a dragon for each season of the year. And so Bijou Bliss has been doing these coordinating seasonal trays, and I think that I didn't grab summer, but I loved the fall one a lot. I thought it was really cute, so I did pick this one up. It's still in the packaging, excuse me. So I haven't even opened this one up and used it yet, but I enjoy trying out new things in my WIP and Chats, so take this out of here. And then let me grab my multi-placer, I'll load up this pen, and then I'll tell you when it's about that time, as in time to look away if you don't want any spoilers. So I'm using the thin metal multi-placer from Diamond Art Club. Specifically, this is let me swap out the tape on this. This is the 12 placer. It's my go-to. Does Diamond Art Club have a 15? I can't remember if they have one that's bigger than the 12, but this is just my muscle memory and everything is just completely set for the 12 placer at this point, and I don't remember the last time I used a placer that was a different size. I guess that could be a good challenge for myself sometime, but not this day. All right, I use washi tape on the end of the barrel like that to most pen companies, they put this end will have just a little bit of extra room in it. I think in part because if they tried to fit it exactly and you tried to put a metal placer in there, it wasn't just the right size, it could crack the pen. So you can either use a dab of hot glue, or I just use a little bit of washi tape like I just did, and that makes it a little more secure. So let's see what it's like to load up this putty. So it looks really messy, but I think it's intended to, because there's definitely, I don't know what all is mixed in here, but it looks like it's like a drier putty, I think. Actually, I don't know that for sure, but it's just got a different, it's got a different sort of texture and feel to it, like formula, than I've ever worked with before. So I'm intrigued. I love trying new things. I do have my, often specific kinds of accessories or whatnot that I feel like are I call them like my old reliables. But at the same time, like, yeah, I can go back to those, but I still often do want to try new things. Okay, there's some overspill. I'm gonna see what happens if I try to scrape some of it off, and hopefully, all right, we'll give that a try. I can really smell the pumpkin in this one. The scent is pumpkin patch. So, okay, my multi-placer's loaded up. Again, that's sensible. No, not sensible by design. Enchanted succulent. Oh no, did I say that earlier in the video? I'm so sorry if I said that wrong. This is enchanted succulent, not sensible by design. Oh, I'm so sorry if that owner is watching and I said the wrong thing. I'll have the correct link below. Enchanted succulent. They are sponsoring Jills and Chills. I don't know why my brain said that. I'm sure I said it wrong earlier. I hate that. Okay, this is really fun. I love the wheat wax in my single placer. And this smells so good. This one, it's a Drills and Chills scent. I don't know what the exact scent profile is, but it's just got like autumn spices in it. Okay, so this is the part where if you want to see absolutely nothing, go ahead and put your phone face down or click to another tab, or if you got to click away, I totally understand. I hope I will see you back in next week's WIP and Chat. This kit will be done by then, so you won't be risking seeing it there. So you might see a tiny bit of what's going on over here because I do need to pull out these release papers. So anyway, go ahead and look away, and at the very end, if I cover it up to wrap things up, I will let you know if it's safe to look back. I'll try really hard not to talk about the colors or anything of the other like elements of this kit, so that if you really don't want any spoilers, you won't get any. Okay, so here we go. Just pull some release paper. I'm going to cover up what you see over on this side best I can. Okay, there, we're safe there. And then I just need to flip this open. Like I said, you're going to see black and white symbols, but sometimes you can make out patterns in black and white symbols. I checked, there's not a whole lot going on here. So, okay, let me just flatten this down. And I'm not using a cover minder because this thick, like black, it's almost like trash bag material from Jaded Gem Shop. Just, it's so thick, it really does cover that up completely, and it folds back really nicely, I should say. So anyway, BG Bliss does these has this magnetic feature. I think they were the first shop to do that, and I really do like it a lot. The stopper is magnetic as well. And I love even the designs that BG Bliss does on the tops of their trays. They do such a nice job with it. So, okay, let's grab this color. I'm going to do kind of see that symbol that's really sticking out. When I'm working on a mystery kit where all the symbols are in black and white, or these, it's not technically all black and white. Hold on, let me see if I can fix the focus here so we don't have you going in and out of focus a bunch. Okay. This is a smaller tray. I shouldn't have poured so much. Whoops. Okay. When I'm working on a mystery kit and there's lots of symbols that are in black and white, I am always looking for, okay, what symbols are standing out the most to me? What's jumping out to my eye? And let me grab that color, because then it'll be that much easier to place. Mystery kits are always the, sorry, let me start that sentence over. I'm stumbling over my words already. Mystery kits are also the exception rather than the rule when it comes to how I kit up my diamonds. So with these diamonds, I did go ahead and after I got them all into their storage containers, I went back and I organized them and put all of the letters together, all of the numbers together, and so on and so forth, okay, this kinds of symbols. And that has been immensely helpful because unlike a regular kit, I will keep my symbols basically in DMC order. I just talked about this in a video recently, I think, but it just works better for my brain that way, I guess. And then with a mystery kit, though, when I don't have any colors, background colors, to help me find the color that I'm looking for, I do find it really helpful to go ahead and organize by symbol. But interestingly, this background has a little bit of a colored tinge to it. It's all the symbols have a pink border instead. That's really interesting to me. But all the actual, that's just in the boxes. But then the symbols all are this black color. So I don't know. I haven't done one of these Crafter's Den mystery kits from Jaded Gem Shop before. Crafter's Den is the Discord server that Sophie, the Diamond Help Desk, runs, and they've done a seasonal mystery. They did spring and then summer this year, and then this autumn one is the first one I have picked up to work on. And then after the mystery like event ends, then the kit gets released as a like a general release in the shop. And so this, I think, hypothetically would be released. I don't know when it would be released. I would guess. I think this event runs through the end of November, so maybe in December, maybe January, if you were interested. But I like the colors. I like the vibe. It's moving pretty quickly, though. This is actually my first time diamond painting today at all. It's currently Sunday evening, and I did not diamond paint at all today up until this point. So partly just kind of wasn't feeling like it, and then I had a really bad migraine, and so I was kind of down and out for a bit. Before that, I had taken the kids out of the house. Adam was doing a film shoot today with some friends, and so it was just me and the kids, and I threw them in the car and took them to a couple of different Joann's on the hunt for the Christmas kits. There's a variety of companies that release some Christmas kits at Joann's, and I've seen people posting about finding them in various Facebook groups, and there's a few that are Disney themed that are from Diamond Art Club. There's a cute, what was the other, I don't know if the company name was. There were some others as well. I'm not personally a Hello Kitty fan, but there was a Hello Kitty one. It wasn't Diamond Art Club, it was a different company. But I'm loving the Disney kits so much, and they're these cute little snack size kits that are coming out. And one of them is Stitch. There's a cute Monsters Inc. one. I'm just like, I need them. And I enjoy the thrill of the hunt too. So I had taken the kids to a couple of different Joann's. I'm lucky enough to live in Southern California, where there are just, like, of any big chain store, there's typically several that are within even just a 20-mile radius. And if you're willing to go like half an hour radius, there's probably 7 or 8 Joann's that are within half an hour driving distance of me. I feel like I'm very spoiled. And so I struck out. I was so close. I'll tell you what, in one of the Joann's that we went into, we just went into 2 today. In one of them, they had a box in the aisle that had one of the Diamond Art Club Christmas kits in it that was not Disney. It was the Susan Wingate one. I was like, that's pretty, but it's just not what I'm interested in. And whenever Diamond Art Club does, like, if they do a holiday drop, which I imagine they will because I've done those for several years, I'm like, there's other things that were in voting that I'm hoping will be in the mix that I will like more, so I'm not going to get that one. But the way I was tempted to start digging through those boxes, but now every Joann's that I went to, they just had aisles of boxes and had put out like some Christmas stuff, no diamond paintings, and that's okay. I feel like this week I'll probably have more luck, but I also know some people are like, excuse you, it's mid-October and these stores are putting out Christmas. I mean, Sam's Club I saw putting out Christmas like in September. Like there was literally an aisle of Halloween next to an aisle of Christmas at Sam's Club. They're always like the first store I see with Christmas stuff. Them and Hobby Lobby, but sorry. Hit the camera there. I dropped a couple of drills on the canvas too. But yeah, so all that to say, today ended up being a little bit more full, and so I didn't do any diamond painting, but I'm happy to be sitting down to it tonight, and to, kick my migraine, which is good. I have been enjoying working on this mystery kit. I'm really glad that this is a kit that has been hand charted. Jada Gem Shop has both charting styles, like hand charted and hand charted and computer charted, and I'm finding myself extremely drawn to these hand-charted kits. I like that they're a bit cleaner. There's some artists that I would like the computer-charted style, but for a mystery kit, the hand-charting, which typically equals more color blocking, and therefore it moves faster for me. I'm really glad. I think that's one of the reasons I was more inclined to try a mystery kit, because I have several mystery kits in my stash, but I'm pretty particular about when and how often I'll work on them, because they are a lot of work, and I feel like I'm really limited in kind of what I can share of my progress on them. And I know that I shouldn't just work on projects just to share progress on them, but that is something I like doing. And so if I'm going to invest a lot of time on a kit that I'm not going to be able to easily show my progress on, I don't know, I'm that's just, I guess, another point against it, or it kind of goes in the cons column, I guess. So this is also a smaller one. It's 45 by 60 centimeters. And by the way, anyone is invited to join in at any point. So if you click the link to this kit, you'll see not just link to the kit, but link to the Discord. And I mean, there's nothing saying that you couldn't just get this kit and just work on it yourself as a mystery without joining in on a Discord server too. So, but if you like the community aspect. So yeah, I have been enjoying working on this kit. It has been going pretty fast when I've actually sat down and worked on it. The first day that I started it, I finished like a row in one day and was like, oh, this is what it's like to be a speedy diamond painter again. And I did that kit that I kitted up with you guys last week, the pumpkin with sunflowers. I'll definitely have a review for you on that where I share my thoughts on working with an enhancement set in detail, and with the kit in front of me where I can show it to you. But that did get finished pretty quickly. I think that was 4 or 5 days maybe. And it was fun. Like, there was definitely an element of novelty to working with all those enhancement drills. The finished look of it was quite blingy. And this is one of those things I'm going to say is going to be subjective as far as how much you like it. And if this is something that is for you, is just going to be dependent on your own personal taste. For me, I would do an enhancement set again, yes, but it would have to be for a particular kind of artwork that I think would suit that level of additional bling. I tend to be slightly more conservative. I'm like less is more as far as my own personal taste and special drills. I like how, for example, Jada Gem Shop has charted the special drills in this kit, which it's like it just gives a little nice extra boost, but it's not in your face. Some people love the like super glitz and glam and everything, and I love that there are options then for people that are like, I want that for all of my paintings. But for me, it was like I loved doing this, and I would recommend it if it's the kind of style and vibe of diamond painting that you do enjoy the finished look of. But for me, yeah, it's gonna have to be a particular kind of kit. So the one that I did, there was a ton of this orange AB crystal. Yes, both AB and crystal. So it was a crystal finish drill with an AB coating on the top. It was actually quite spectacular, but there was a ton of this light orange AB. There were just chunks of it throughout the pumpkin. And it just looked a bit different than the original artwork. I say a bit, it looked very different from the original artwork. I'm trying really hard not to mince words so much. It's hard, but I promise I'm trying, because that's feedback I've gotten before. It's extremely blingy. Like, it almost feels like half of the kit is special drills, and to me, it's the number of special drills is distracting, but it's fun. There are some special drills I did like. There's this brown, like, I don't know if they call it at DP with sparklers, is they call it pixie dust, some kind of dust drill. Someone with the fine glitter coating on the top. There's this brown one that's in the center of the sunflowers in that kit that I think is incredible, and I would absolutely keep that in. Like, that's one I thought elevated the painting perfectly. I thought it was such a nice addition. I was like, oh, that's amazing. That's really pretty. Crystals, I feel like it was the crystals that for me were, I just thought they stand out so much that I didn't know how I felt about them. And I was kind of like, it seems like it's a little much, but I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. That's just my own personal thoughts on it. And it was fun to try something new. Like that is definitely the case. I enjoyed working on something that was really new and different for me. So, and then once I finished that, I once again found myself having finished a kit and just kind of looking around going, what do I even feel like working on next? So I'm still dealing with some of that ambivalence, and honestly indecisiveness. Like this happens sometimes where I feel almost paralyzing indecision. It's really annoying, and I sometimes just am like, you know what? Like I'm not going to sit here in this like pit and spiral of indecision. I'm just picking something and going with it because this is obnoxious. And I found myself doing that and going, well, like, do I want to start my dragon kit for this month? What do I want my dragon kit to be? And I have this whole set of criteria and things I'm always trying to keep track of in my brain. Like, let's make sure there's lots of variety. You know, don't work on too many kits from the same company. And make sure it's like, okay, who are the sponsors? Who do I want to try to represent this month if I can? And who's a company I haven't worked on in a while? It's it's a lot, and I need to just, sometimes it's just going to be what it is. And I'll do the best that I can. But so then I was like, let me just do this mystery kit. And then after this one, I think we'll work on a dragon kit for the month, which I have narrowed down to like 2 or 3 options. The past couple of dragon kits I've done for my Year of the Dragon, kind of diamond paint along this year. The past couple of ones have been Diamond Art Club kits, and so I would like this month's dragon kit to not be a Diamond Art Club. It's just a matter of which company I want to go with. There's a few that I'm kind of mulling over, but decisions. That's a problem for future Katie, and future Katie is going to have to make that decision here probably in a couple of days, because this is the second to last row, and this is the second of 4 sections in that row. And so hypothetically, I could even finish this like tomorrow if I did a ton of diamond painting, but I don't know if that's really going to happen. My guess is, in the next 2 to 3 days, this kit will be done, and then I get to decide. So that indecision also extended to my drills and chills video this past weekend. Literally up until I was sitting down to film that video, I was waffling and going, what do I even want to do for this video? I thought, do I want to do another unboxing? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Being indecisive and having a YouTube channel is like, it's a terrible combination, honestly. But I ended up, as I was kind of killing some time that day, leading up to filming that video, I had been watching a couple of other content creators respond to Lindsay's list of tag questions that she did for her week 3 drills and chills video. And they were, I keep hitting that. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I have it close so that you can see, but close also means that apparently when I'm klutzy, I smack it. Okay. I was listening to some other YouTubers answer them, and it was really fun because all the questions that Lindsay came up with are related to diamond painting specifically and are like fall seasonal specific. And I thought it was so fun and so unique, and I hadn't answered them myself yet. So I thought, let me go through and answer these tag questions because these are really fun. And some of them, I just was like, how did she even come up with these? I love it. So, I kept waffling. I was like, do I want to do a post review? Do I want to do another unboxing? Do I want to come up with like something else? I don't know. This happens when I get to this point of drills and chills where I'm like, okay, we're in the second half of it. I feel like I used up some of my other content ideas, and I know that like week 7 this week, I want to do, I think, another sponsor spotlight, like small shop haul style video. And then the last week I think will be a parade of finishes, and little like mini reviews on my drills and chills projects. So that at least is mapped out. And I'm caught up on most of my emails, not all, and I'm not wildly far behind on sending out prizes. I got like the first half of the event mostly done. So yeah, it's rolling right along and going great. So super thankful for that. And thinking about what other event related projects I might or might not want to work on to finish out the event here. I say finish it, and we're still got over half the month of October left, but you know what I mean. Can we talk about those Thomas Kincaid Disney kits that I shared with y'all yesterday? So holy cow, not what I expected. And I thought it was pretty blunt in that video about my disappointment. And there were still a couple people that were like, you were too nice about it, which I'm trying to channel my inner like just be blunt. Just be, don't be afraid to just say the negativity, speak the inside thoughts out loud. It's just not in me to be that kind of way, but I'm trying. And those kids, no, look, if you love Thomas Kincaid and Disney and you're like, but I really want them, I still am going to like really caution you and say you probably should not buy those kits. I think if you go into it with eyes wide open, like maybe, because currently that is the only way to get your hands on a Thomas Kincaid Disney kit. And if you get it from, like, Amazon has them for $18.99. If you wait until Hobby Lobby has them on sale, you can get them for probably a little bit less. And I'm like, well, I'd be more willing to spend that and just be like, I know it's, like these symbols are a disaster. And it's so giving exactly what I would expect from Rose Art doing diamond paintings. Like I was trying not to be too insulting. Like I even said something in the video about like why does it not shock me that this was Rose Art? Because even as a kid, I remember like Rose Art it was the cheap materials that they just didn't work well. Like as a kid, like you never wanted to get the Rose Art supplies, like crayons, markers, whatever, because they were just so crappy. Like, and it wasn't being a snob. It was just, they were terrible material. They were a huge pain to use and work with. So it gave me a good chuckle when I was like, literally Rose Art is still around and apparently they're doing diamond paintings. So I am planning to work on one of them just so I can do like a review and really just be like, okay, legit, here it was, the process of working on it and how bad it was. And maybe it'll turn out really good, but I just am not optimistic. I'm not terribly optimistic, but we'll see. So it's such a bummer because I was excited when I saw them in the store. So I thought, Thomas Kincaid Disney diamond paintings. I've seen so many people actually talk about that, hoping that Diamond Art Club would get Thomas Kincaid Disney paintings as part of their Disney license. But I don't know how that all works, but apparently Rose Art has some Thomas Kincaid diamond paintings. And yeah, so that was kind of a letdown to open it up and be like, excuse me, excuse you, what is this? So there's a handful of thumbs downs on that video that I just am sort of chuckling, thinking, is that for the product or is that for me? I always get a handful of thumbs downs on my videos. It's just part of how it goes, and it doesn't even really register. But there's a couple more than usual on that one, and I thought, I wonder if that's because it's like a thumbs down to the product specifically because it's so offensively bad. But oh gosh, what can you do? What else is going on? Speaking of disappointments, my Diamond Art Club mystery box, the Halloween mystery box, that was a bummer. And I tried to be honest about that and let my disappointment show, but it's a hard habit to break, because I just am always looking for the good. I was disappointed in that mystery box, specifically the kits that I ended up with. It was exactly as advertised. Like it was, it was really upfront in the listing and everything about what the chances were, what you were getting, and all of that. But I was disappointed that I got 2 kits from specifically from an AI art studio. And that's why I felt like I had to put in that disclaimer at the end, because that's not an artist you usually ever see on my channel. But I had a hunch. I was like, why do I just have this feeling that I'm going to end up with the 2 kits from this artist? I'm not throwing shade at how you're spending your money. I'm not throwing shade at anyone over anything. It's just a personal choice about what I would like to be showing and promoting on my channel. And so that's why I was like, well, I bought this in part to show here on my channel. And so and I've been telling you guys that it's coming and stuff. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to put it up and I'm going to have this disclaimer at the end that is hopefully pretty straightforward. And, hopefully it's going to be good trading potential. So I did get my hands on Halloween Bedroom by Mrs. Butter D, which was the one must have for me personally of those Halloween new releases that were included in that kit. And so that makes it easier for me to just kind of shrug it off and kind of laugh about it. But yeah, no, that was disappointing too. But that is what happens when you gamble sometimes. So I've been lucky with other mystery boxes, and this one, it wasn't in the cards for me. So that just is what it is. So fun week for unboxings, I suppose. But I also like the issues with like the red lines on the kits. I know a lot of people have been talking about and been disappointed by, which I cannot blame you. I have a couple of ideas for ways I want to test out, like removing the lines and also working around them, even though I understand that a lot of people will be like, no, I spent, all this money on this product. I don't want to have to do fixes. The good news is Diamond Art Club has said that they will send you a prepaid shipping label and you can do a return on your kit if it has this issue. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's has to do with these new perforated, they added lines to the perforated covers to make them easier to see. And for the first batch of kits that had these lines on them, some of the covers got flipped the wrong way and the ink transferred, like the glue just like sucked up the ink and it transferred to the glue. With square drill kits, it doesn't appear to be an issue. I've seen some people work on their square drill kits and you can't see them because Diamond Art Club's grid is really tight. The round drill kits, though, if it's a light area with light colors, you can absolutely see it. And I'm glad that Diamond Art Club has offered solutions, because I'm like, the amount of money you spend on a Diamond Art Club kit, like, no, that shouldn't be something you have to worry about. And so I'm glad that they agree, and so it's like, but for me, the hassle of shipping a kit back, or if it's a kit that I still really want anyway, I think they're still offering potential compensation options, like it's points or, partial something. I don't know. Got to contact customer support. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but they are also offering other things, not just you have to send it back to get a full refund. They've got some other things. Anyway, so if I'm just going to keep it because I don't want to send it back, whether it's for the hassle of shipping or any other number of reasons, I want to play around with some other ways that I can cover up the issues. So I just haven't really had the energy to do that myself yet, and then to share it with you guys. So it's on my radar, though. I promise it's on my radar. I just, it's that ambivalence I'm feeling in general lately about like, what do I want to work on? What videos do I want to do? And this, honestly, this is for me, very symptomatic of when I'm feeling high anxiety, which I've got a lot going on in personal life stuff right now. It's not at all surprising to me that this is something I'm dealing with. And so, like, at least I recognize that about myself and go, okay, when I feel paralyzed with indecision or I feel stuck in a spiral, it's like, okay, my anxiety is just, it's a bit high. And so where was I going with that? Diamond paintings? Yeah. So I just know that that's something that I'm dealing with at the moment, and taking steps towards hopefully making that better. We did finally get our insurance cards and like the benefits packet that has all the info in it in the mail this week. It's been a lot of red tape. Like I was on the phone with them for an hour earlier in the week being like, where is this packet? Like, this was supposed to go into effect on October 1st. I would like to get like our doctors lined up. We want to get like therapy rolling and stuff. And they're like, you should be getting it in the next like 5 business days. And then it arrived the next day. So great. But there's also just a lot of red tape about like, okay, we have to set up your primary care physician. And I was like, okay, it's so-and-so. And so they said, well, it says in the system she's not taking new patients. And I said, but I'm not a new patient. And I've already talked to her about how, this is the insurance that we would be hopefully getting approved for. And she had said, it's fine. Like, she would still take me and everything. So I was like, so what do I need to do? And they said, okay, well, we need to like call her. So can you stay on hold? We're going to call her. So they did that. They came back on the phone and said, okay, the doctor's office has to fax us over this letter. And so you need to follow up with your doctor's office in the next couple of days to make sure they've faxed over this letter. And then you also have to call us and follow up and confirm that we've received it. And then we can process assigning you your primary care physician and blah, blah, blah. And then there was a similar kind of hiccup with like getting the kids and stuff with their primary care physician. And like Adam doesn't even have one. Like they left the practice a little while back. And so I don't even know what we're going to do about his yet. But it's been a lot of red tape, and I'm very eager to get all of that taken care of so that I can get, hopefully, the ball rolling on not just things like, therapies again, but also I was supposed to have surgery this month for the cause of my severe anemia, and that had to get postponed with everything we've had going on. And I just need to find out, like, okay, is this insurance even going to approve it? Like, what's that process even going to look like? So it's, that's added, I think, probably some stress and anxiety. And I'm just trying to take it one day at a time and know that, like, some days I'm going to have the energy, the spoons to make those phone calls, and other days it's not going to happen that day, and I'll tackle it the next day instead. So we're moving in the right direction. It's just, it's a process. It's a process. But I'm glad that we at least have our health insurance cards, or if we need to go to urgent care, if the kids need a doctor's appointment in the meantime and stuff for more sickness and emergency type stuff. So, yeah, counting our blessings with that for sure. But this week has been a little tough with headaches and migraines. I had a few days where I had relief, and then it's been a little rough again. Today I had a bad migraine coming on a little bit later in the day. I don't know if maybe when we were out and about, if there was something that kind of triggered it in one of the stores, maybe. I'm not sure. But I had tried to just take Advil, and that didn't really take care of it. So then I was set up with an ice pack and tried one of my rescue meds, and then fell asleep on the couch. So I was right there with the kids and was able to hear if anything was going on. But I did manage to fall asleep on the couch and slept for like an hour, and then woke up and my migraine was gone, which was a big relief. But I can feel it. It's like that migraine hangover where it's like I feel it's like if I push too hard, if I overexert, or if I encounter any other like triggers, it'll come right back. So I've been feeling a little bit tentative, I guess, the rest of today, and just I'm really over it. I'm over these migraines being bad again. And definitely part of the process now that we have our insurance cards and can start making steps with that stuff is I'm hoping that insurance will approve me potentially getting referred to a neurologist. One that specializes in migraines ideally, but they'll also have to take this kind of insurance. So we'll see. My options might be limited for now, but there's things like I would like to get some of the preliminary testing done. It's like I've never had an MRI, and there's always, again, this is anxiety brain, but there's a little bit of fear that's like, what if there's something else going on? Like, what if it's something more serious? And so just trying to talk that anxiety brain down off the ledge and hope. Yeah, but yeah, I would still feel better if I were able to get under the care of a neurologist, and just probably at this point, I'm guessing I might need to get on some kind of preventative, like a daily type situation. But yeah. But maybe also with us moving into fall weather, that could be part of it too. Like seasonal changes, air pressure, weather, and all that could be part of it. I'm loving the fact that we're moving into fall weather here. I say moving into it, fall weather being, it's like dropping back into the 70s. Like we were in the low 80s today, and it started to feel cooler. And this upcoming week, I think we're supposed to be in the 70s. And then once we get like really into November is when it should drop off and be cool for Southern California, which is, low 70s, high 60s. I'm ready for it though. I'm so ready for it. My skin is not ready for it though. This is a weird conundrum that I have, which is that my skin, like I have rosacea, which is obnoxious. And my rosacea flares up less during the summer, which is so weird to me. Probably because like winter tends to be drier. Even California winter just generally is a bit drier, and so I think that probably causes some flare-ups. But just the past couple of days in particular, I'm like, my skin has been acting up. well, really the past week. So I've had some breakouts where I'm like, I haven't had like a breakout issue. Weirdly, again, I don't seem to have breakouts and stuff so much in the summer, even though it's like sweaty, oily face. It's like the opposite of what you would expect. Once we get into winter, though, my skin is just, I don't know. I've been trying to, I'm going to get ahead of myself here and like in my watching, say, oh, dang it, I did it again. I'm going to get ahead of the end of my videos where I talk about like what I've been watching, but I have been watching some skincare related content and on YouTube, trying to get a sense for some things that I can be doing to take better care of my skin, because my skin care routine is embarrassingly pretty minimal and non-existent at the moment, just because depression and life and stuff. And I would just love to get a routine and things going that would really just take good care of my skin, especially going into the winter season when I know this is bad for my rosacea. And it's just really embarrassing. I don't like walking around with rosy cheeks. I still remember, I'll probably always remember how I was in a store. Was I checking out? I don't remember what the exact context was, because this was like 5 or 6 years ago now. And there was like a lady, I don't know if it was the gal who was the cashier, it was someone else in there, was like, oh my goodness, you have such rosy cheeks. And I was like, who says that? Who says that to a random person? And I was so embarrassed and self-conscious. And well, that just made me, that among other things, just made me feel increasingly sort of self-conscious about that. So I would love to get some, really light hopefully really light skincare options that will help my skin just be a little bit clearer and be a little more kind of under control here. But yeah, there's that. And then what else has been going on? I'm glancing at my little notes here. I've talked about a lot of that stuff already. Okay. Something else I've been finding myself doing, though, which is fun for like having things to like share with Adam and laugh about, but also it's something that I actively try to avoid, is I've been doing more doom scrolling. Like I tend to get caught up in not TikTok, because I was always like, I'm not going to get into TikTok because I just know myself and I know that I will doom scroll on there for hours. But what's been getting me has been like Instagram Reels and Facebook Reels. Does Facebook call them Reels? I don't know. It's the short form content. And I'll end up scrolling on those and I'll end up sending a bunch to Adam. And then, yeah, we have something to laugh about, but I'm realizing I'm spending a lot of time doing this. And it's not something I want to spend a lot of time doing. It doesn't feel like a very good use of my time. But the algorithm has my name. It's like funny cat videos, things about parenting, things about Taylor Swift, and things about romantasy books. Like, it's got my number now. And so it's like, well, now that the algorithm knows, I'm really in trouble here. But yeah, there's been that. As far as updates with the kiddos go, unfortunately, Micah is sick. So earlier this evening, he was totally fine. Like, he was acting completely normal all day. And then I noticed I'd made the kids dinner. This was after we'd gotten home from our little trips to Joann's and stuff, where he'd been walking around and just seemed perfectly himself, perfectly normal. But I had made dinner and he was just really not interested in eating, which is unusual for him. And, I didn't push too hard, but I was like, but hey, like, what's going on? Do you want to like eat do you want a special treat, like eat in the living room instead? Like, what do you want to, what's going on, buddy? And he just was not interested, and I didn't push it. And then I was in kind of migraine recovery mode. And then I woke up from my nap, noticed that he still hadn't really touched his dinner. And I, tried to nudge him towards it again, suggest different things he could try eating. Still wasn't into it. And then I noticed he started to be acting just a little bit off, like a little bit kind of like low energy, just a little bit off. And then he came over like almost immediately after that and came to cuddle up to me. It was like I was touching a furnace. So I was like, okay, you're sick. Okay. This came on all of a sudden, hard and fast. And that's what happens with my kids sometimes. They'll be perfectly fine having a totally normal day. And that's like just all of a sudden, usually end of the day, it just comes on out of nowhere. And so I went and grabbed the thermometer, and sure enough, like 101.6 Fahrenheit. So I was able to talk him through and into taking some like kids Motrin, like the liquid, which is always kind of an ordeal for him and us. But thankfully this time he was willing to try it and just took it in like the tiniest little sips, but eventually took all of it. And then it was about bedtime. So I was like, well, this should help him at least sleep a little bit easier. And I sent over a text to Adam like, Micah's going to be staying home from school tomorrow. So, yeah, because no, fever within 24 hours is a no-go. So he'll be staying home from school tomorrow. My guess, because he did start to sound like a little tiny bit congested as well. My guess is that this is an upper respiratory bug. Of course, I'll keep an eye out for any symptoms that lead us to believe that it might be the big C or something like that. But usually if he gets one of these upper respiratory bugs, he's got a fever for a day and a half, and then tends to bounce back pretty quick. So I'm hoping and praying that that's what this is. That's all that this is. So, yeah, hopefully he'll sleep in tomorrow, and we'll cuddle and do whatever we need to help him just feel very comfortable and cozy. So it's been, it's been over a month since either of the kids were sick. I'm hoping fingers crossed that Connor doesn't catch this. But they both got sick like the second or third week of school, and then haven't been sick since. So, but then again, we are heading into winter, so it's going to be about time for bugs to start going around more regularly. We're just going to do lots of hand washing and all that. But yeah, poor guy. I was really, really glad that he was able to take that medicine without a big fuss. So, hope you and your loved ones are staying healthy, especially with kiddos in school. It's like, yes, go on to a little cesspool of germs with 30 other kids, plus any kids that you're in any other like bigger settings with, like gym or music or whatever. Yeah, I'm just really hoping Connor doesn't catch it. But yeah, Mike has also been he's so funny. Like, as his speech continues to improve, he's pretty speech delayed, but has made so much improvement in a lot of ways. I feel like especially just in the past few months, like we're getting that kind of feedback from school and everything too. But it's still so funny to me the way that Micah phrases things sometimes. So the kid has a taste for foods that have lots of flavor and sometimes even like spicier foods. So he's really into these really, really spicy barbecue chips. Now look, I'm like mild salsa, like from Tostitos or whatever the brand is like a little bit spicy to me. So like I have very, very, very low spice tolerance, and I know this about myself. And so I can't even really stomach these chips. I eat a couple and I feel like my mouth is on fire. Micah, on the other hand, thinks they're great, and we call them the spicy chips. Or at least I call them the spicy chips. And he was asking for a little bit earlier, and he was pointing up on top of the fridge where we have them. I was like, oh, do you want the spicy chips? And he was like, no, the delicious chips. And he was pointing to like a bag of, I think it was sour cream and onion chips. And I was just like, oh, the delicious chips. Okay, so we got the barbecue, which are spicy. Apparently the sour cream and onion are the delicious ones. It's cracking me up, like out of the mouths of babes and everything. I love these kids so much. They're so much fun. Connor is at an incredibly fun age too, being in fourth grade. It's just the way that his mind is working. Like it's so cool. It's so cool. He has an assignment right now. They're doing a big like assembly in a couple weeks, and for each of the kids in this grade, they have to memorize this particular fact about our state, about California, and they have to like look up something about it. So for whatever reason, Connor's is a bay, as in what is the landmark, like what is the geographical feature, like what is a bay and what's the closest one to your school, and he has to memorize that. He has to have it all memorized by tomorrow. The assembly is not for a couple more weeks, but he had to have it memorized by tomorrow. So we were talking about that today, and I'm watching him just like super quick memorize something, which doesn't surprise me at all, given the way that he can really just spout off tons of information that he's memorized about his special interests, which right now is still railroad crossings. And so Adam and I weren't too worried about him being able to memorize these things. And yeah, sure enough, we just read it a couple of times. Then he was able to spout it right back to me. But he's a fun age, and he really is such a sweetheart. And I feel like we're in a really golden period as far as the ages of our kids, even with like some of the challenges and like some of the delays that they have with the special needs that they do have. I just find myself being very, very thankful and enjoying a lot about what is fun about this age. There's also like things that are definitely not fun about this age, don't get me wrong. Like, oh my gosh, the sibling squabbles are crazy. The way I have found myself saying things that I never in a million years imagined myself saying as a parent. Things like, at one point earlier today to Connor, I just said, don't even talk to Micah. Just don't, like, even if he says something, just don't say anything. Just don't even acknowledge him. Don't talk back, because he just is going to want to argue with everything you say. And so I was like, just don't talk to him. Just don't talk to him. Don't say a word. I thought, wow, that just came out of my mouth. Okay, well, sometimes that's just what we're going to do. And when, things are a bit, calmer, I've had conversations with Connor about like, we try to keep things fair. So, but sometimes like Micah is younger than you. Sometimes there are things that he just doesn't understand or he's not able to do. And so sometimes I was like, again, we want to keep things fair and everything, but sometimes it's helpful if you can be a big brother, and because you are able to understand and to do things differently, if you can help us out by doing this instead, that would be great. Of course, again, I don't want to push that too far, because I know like how I don't want to create like an unhealthy dynamic. It's all a balance. We're all just doing the best we can. What color do I want to grab next? Let's grab letter T. Okay. But yeah, so we're doing okay. We did have a fun thing too with, like our kids are both kind of interested in trying new foods lately. Connor is being more adventurous, which is fun. And then Micah, his teacher, mentioned to us when we were picking him up on like Wednesday or Thursday, his teacher was like, oh, so Micah has a new food that he really likes, and I wanted to mention it to you. Like, oh, what is it? And she said pan dulce. I might be pronouncing that wrong because my tendency is to want to pronounce it like with the French idea behind it, but no, it's in Spanish, and it's like a Mexican sweetbread. And so our school has free breakfast and lunch for all kids. Our whole district has that, which I love, by the way. And so Micah, isn't, I guess, normally interested in eating breakfast at school, but he'll still sometimes, like, if he sees something that catches his eye, he might ask for it. So he, I guess the past couple of days had been really interested in the pan dulce. Like, he saw another kid eating it and was like, oh, I want that. And so they went and got him one, and he really enjoyed it. So I don't necessarily love it myself. I've tried it before, and maybe I just haven't had a good one, but it's not super yummy to me, but I love that there's something else we can add to the mix that he'll enjoy. So that was fun. Anyway, as far as what I've been reading and watching and listening to, reading-wise, I'm still in that slump. Unfortunately. I did find myself watching a few YouTube videos that were sort of commenting on just getting into the idea behind like how's TikTok affected like reading culture, and is it dumbing down literacy to like describe books and tropes. There were some really interesting takes in there. There were a few, I forgot to make notes of who all talked about it, but for sure one of them was the book Leo, but there were others too. But that was interesting. And then watching, like I mentioned, I've been watching some YouTube channels talking more about like skincare and makeup, which I used to wear makeup more regularly. Now I almost never do, just because it tends to irritate my skin. And it's a really expensive thing to try to like test out different products to find out what works for your skin. And I don't know. So I tend to just wear makeup very, very rarely. But it's it's a couple of makeup guys and skincare guys that I think they're twins. Is it the Walsh brothers? It's like Robert Walsh or Welsh. But they also like, they have British accents that are really just relaxing to listen to. And so I've been watching a lot of their videos. They're just good background noise, you know. it's very relaxing. And then listening to, I have been listening more to I'm listening more to Taylor Swift's music by album instead of just on shuffle. And at one point this past week, I was listening to Folklore, which it's so interesting because when I listen to that album by itself and just sort of straight through as opposed to any kind of shuffle, it takes me immediately back to 2020. Immediately, because that's when she released it. And I remember at the time feeling like it was such a healing album in a way to listen to. Like, it felt like it was just very of the time, at least for me. And you know what? It gave me some mixed feelings listening to it just by itself, because it sort of took me back to how I was feeling at that time, because I would listen to that music as a way to sort of deal with some anxiety when I would be like in the store shopping, like with, you know, my face with a mask on and just imagining like bare shelves because everything was, had been panic buying, and it was just a very surreal time. And so I had very mixed feelings about listening to that album and how much it just took me straight back to that. And I wonder if you've ever had albums like music like that you really strongly associate with a particular period in your life, or just sort of a period in like what was going on in the world at the time too. So that was kind of, I don't know, took me back to a weird place, but I still love the music. It was different to listen to it in that kind of context. But yeah, so that's kind of my updates on reading, watching, and listening to. And what I've got coming up this week, oh no, my nose is a little bit runny. I could feel just the tiniest tickle at the back of my throat. I'm just going to pretend like it's because I've been talking for an hour and not because I caught whatever Micah has. Super quick drink of water. No, I don't want to be sick. I have too much to do. Oh boy. Okay. What I've got coming up this week, I should have some belated sneak peeks coming in from Diamond Art Club. I have honestly a backlog of content at this point. I have just what feels like a stack of various boxes from small shops that have either been sent to me or I had picked up at one point that I would like to try to get through sooner rather than later, but I just got to see how to balance things out because I don't want it to just be all unboxings here. I have also a backlog of kits that I want to do post-review videos on, and that has really added up as well because I've been working on some smaller kits and getting through them quickly and getting finishes. So I'm like, I need to do some videos to catch up here. But there have been some more time-sensitive ones. Like, you know, a Drills and Chills video going up every Saturday and whatnot. Speaking of my Drills and Chills video, this Saturday I think is going to be another sponsor small shop haul like I mentioned earlier, unless something changes. But I think I'll have most of my orders in by that point. So I think that's the plan. So if you like small shop hauls, stay tuned for that. And then one other really quick announcement. I may make a community post for this as well. I'm mentioning it here at the end of the WIP and Chat because I feel like if you made it to the end, this might be something that you are interested in. But I did open up YouTube memberships, and this is not like I'm not putting any pressure. I'm not trying to like be passive aggressive or anything. I'm just mentioning it. I mentioned, you know, sometimes in passing that I have a Patreon. This is just a way that you can, if you want to, support my channel in an additional fashion. And just wanted to mention, because it's not always obvious that it's an option, it is something that I did have requested a couple of times. Not like crazy highly requested or anything, but I went ahead and did make that an option. And so if you're interested in that, or at least finding out more about that, I will see if I can find a way to like link to it. It's a little bit confusing. I don't feel like it's super intuitive, but I will have that linked below with the different perks that I offer, which is things like weekly vlogs, monthly live streams. All depends on what tier you sign up for. But yeah, honestly, no pressure. You watching my videos at all is an unbelievable support that I wish I could truly express how much it means to me. Literally absolutely all I could ever ask for. So thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate you so much. But if you made it all the way to the end of this video, let's see, how about nothing related to this kit? Hold on, let me cover it. So if you wanted to come back and look at all so I can wrap up the video, you can do so. Okay, everything's covered up. You're safe. So if you made it all the way to the end of the video, how about a ghost emoji for a cute little ghosty right here? So thanks for watching, you guys. Let me know how you're doing down in the comments below. Anything you were working on while we chatted today. Thank you again so much for your support from watching my channel. If you're not already subscribed, please feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you here. That is an amazing free way to support my channel, as is things like leaving a thumbs up on my videos if you enjoy them, or a thumbs down if you don't, and commenting if you're so inclined and feel like you have something to say. So anyway, you guys, I hope you have a day and a week that's as amazing as you are. I really liked all my accessories today. I forgot to mention I like the enchanted succulent putty. That was really easy to work with and I liked it a lot. So okay, yes, I hope you have a day and a week that's as amazing as you are. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.